we're going to be doing every single level with fully upgraded weapons, unlock subs, and fully upgraded ink tank. Pretty much OP. Compared to the any percent or all collectibles or something, we're gonna be pretty much powering through the single player. There's no overworld optimization. It's basically all down to the levels, pretty much, because since we already have all the levels unlocked, we can just super jump to each of them. So basically, all the skill we're gonna see is from the level. Yeah, level 3. It's a bit of a cycle-based level. And it's really actually extremely hard to get the fastest cycle, but I'm sure that's what boonmoise is gonna go for. Because he's the god of NG+, as some say. Got a little cool box jump right there. Looks like Pink Boomerang struggling a little bit to get through. But again, it is a cycle-based level, so even if you don't go that fast, it's fine. You don't have to go... The most... Yeah, you don't really have to go very fast for. Because you know what you're doing. But unfortunately, it looks like Pink Boomerang is going to gain lower than average cycle, unfortunately. I'm going to be starting off a bit behind. But that's okay. Weird. It's just the very first level, and boonmoise getting a 102. That is world record on that level, by the way. That is amazing. That is absolutely crazy. That from boonmoise. It's actually gonna be going. It looks like he's going to level 1 next. That's interesting. On average, runners usually go to level 2 first, then 1. Maybe it was some mismenuing. That's really the only skill that you're gonna see in the overworld. Basically, just a bunch of quick menuing to get to the next level. In this first world, there's really not too many. It's just they're just very movement based, getting around the levels. The game doesn't really throw anything too big at you, and for good reason. It's the first world. So yeah, I'm not gonna see anything too crazy. So throughout this run, we are gonna see three weapons overall. We got 2 shooters. Well, actually, I mean, in a way, they're all shooters. But basically, the weapons we got are the Hero Shot, Hero Dualies, and Hero Charger. Those are the only three that we use in NG+. Fully upgraded. But basically, you might be confused because, like, why the Shot and Dualies aren't they pretty much the same? Well, for the Hero Shot, it has a bit more range. And the Dualies obviously have the ability to dodge roll. And we use the dodge rolling mechanic quite a lot in the category because it is useful for movement and for certain tricks in the game. So especially when you're going on to grind rails, which is an element in the game, because on grind rails we'll see levels like that, and they pretty much are seen a lot throughout the game. But anyway, for grind rails, you move the same distance at kid or squid form. And so the only way to go faster than that is to use the dualies and dodge roll on the grind rails to basically cover more, just to go faster, pretty much. And so that's a big use of the dualies. Looks like Boommoise struggled a little bit to get up those walls. As you can see, we'll usually use the Hero Shot for places that we don't really need to use the dodge roll. just for anything that's just simply movement based. And also because the hero shot has a little better fire rate, much faster fire rate than the dualies have. Because the hero shot actually the two that every other weapon has. Apart from the weapons that we're using, the most common sub that you'll find is the curling bomb. And the reason why we use this a lot is because the curling bomb basically goes in a straight line, goes just as fast as a Inkling can swim, and it basically so pretty obvious how we use it so many times because it's very helpful for movement. We're not going to see much of the other two sub-weapons very often. You don't see many splat bombs. I think the only times when we use those is if we want to get attention of enemies, and auto bombs for pretty similar purposes. We usually use the auto bombs to manipulate enemies with a lot of RNG. And we'll get to that later in the run. But we're almost at World 1. Coming up on we got the first boss here, Octo Oven. I'm using the charger to just snipe the tentacle off the top. Usually, the way of beating him is to basically climb up on top of him and shoot the tentacle. But with the charger, you can just snipe it from below. It saves a lot of time, obviously. This boss is pretty optimal. His attack patterns are very predictable. And so there's really not much variance to this boss. If you know the strats, then he only ranges by a couple of seconds depending on just how early you fire shots. Because you can actually snipe the tentacle just as it comes out. So it is a bit frame perfect for how early. I think boonmoise actually got a 110 there. Did he get a 110? I'm not sure. I didn't quite get a good look at it. I'm not sure if that was a 110. I mean, it probably would have been since, you know, he's boonmoise. Pig Boomerang getting a 114. And the average time for that boss is like a 112. So you can see how much that boss really doesn't range. But anyway, going on to World 2. This one mostly involves these grappling hooks that the charge, and basically just kind of aiming just basically the precision with the charger. Yeah, just like a lot of really good shooting. So just get the grappling hooks, travel to the next part. Precise jump. Basically what you gotta do is you have to basically stand on a railing, jump, and shoot this grappling hook. And it actually keeps a level. Well, I mean, like, when I say level, I mean like a platform crouch. Ooh, taking a fortunate death there. His armor was broken, and the ink coming from the Octo Zeppelin killed him. Very dangerous situation, and also a very costly situation as well. Because when you get your armor broken, you're really slow, and enemies can see you in ink, and you're also one shot away from splatting and being put to the previous checkpoint. So getting your armor broken is really bad. Pretty much. There are a couple situations. For example, if you get your armor broken next to a checkpoint, or at least before the checkpoint, because once you say if your armor's broken, and you reach a checkpoint, hitting the checkpoint instantly grants you your armor back. And also sometimes, some points when we use it as like a edge boost, pretty much. Because obviously getting your armor broken doesn't fully kill you. Not yet, at least. But there are some tricks. Which basically helps us get that damage boost. Next, we're in level 7. Is the squeegee level. Squeegee's behavior is pretty RNG, but they are manipulatable with sub-weapons. There are a couple ways to get their attention. The best, since squeegees are attracted to sub-weapons, and curling bombs will basically stay on the ground and move in a straight line. So people won't get there. Just didn't get the jumps right, I'm assuming. They are a bit tricky. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the squeegees. Yeah. So anyway, the curling bombs, they go in a straight line. 140, very nice. Just go in a straight line pretty much, and so that makes it pretty easy for the squeegees to get the attention of the squeegees and for them to follow it. Sometimes we actually do use auto bombs to manipulate the squeegee's behavior, because basically once you place them, they'll actually like stay exactly where they landed. And I believe they last a little bit longer than splat bombs before they explode. And also, if there's an enemy nearby, then they'll obviously stay in place and follow that. It can be beneficial if they're used in the right way. But yeah, in level 7, it's the squeegees aren't really that annoying, since it's pretty easy to manipulate their behavior, especially in this level. There are some parts in other levels where it is a bit harder, but level 7 is not one of them. Let's say boonmoise here, in level 4, I saw the... What am I saying? I meant to get to the Bolognian boost. That's what I was thinking of. My complete brain fart. I wasn't thinking. But yes, basically that trick there where you shot the Rolonium and basically dodged into it and got a little boost. That's what we call Rolonium boost. And it's really a hard trick to pull off. Extremely precise. You basically have to basically just enough, not fully, just enough, and then you have to dodge into it and then shoot it out like as you're dodging into it to basically ride the Rolonium. It's really hard to pull off. Let's say Boomerang's unfortunately struggling through this level. Not seeming to line up with the grind rails. He's going for an ollie jump, and a very nice ollie jump. I believe he's actually pretty neat. Nice, very well done. Level 5 can, it's a fun level, but it can be unforgiving at sometimes, because there are some precise tricks, and if you want to go really fast, you do have to make some risky jumps. And you also, like, while you're dodging onto these rails, there is a chance you could fall off, because you are basically, like, jumping off the rail. Dodge back onto it. And, like, if you're not careful, you can, like, basically dodge yourself right off the rail. And that obviously, loses a bunch of time. So yeah. If you're not careful, that level can definitely be unforgiving. And also because there's a lot of sections that don't, like, that are basically, there's a lot of long sections without checkpoints. So if you die at the end, then that can that will waste time. We'll lose some time from that. And oh, even Pink Boomerang's gonna be doing some more. I'm kind of jealous because I can't really pull them off. Pretty hard. I already since the reloading and boost are so hard with level 4, it's like, oh, I'm not gonna go for them anyway, so I might as well. That's why you'll see a lot of players use dualies on a level because they want to go for the boost, but I don't really like going for them, so I just use the clear shot. It's got a bit more range. If you're not going to use the mechanic, then just use something that's a bit better at doing what you need to do. Boomnoise here in level 9, which is an Octoling level. We'll see more of these. But basically, as he just did, he went around a multiplayer map, this one being the Reef, and he has to go around and collect 8 of them, specifically. And basically that just kind of stages a lot of precise movement and routing to see which way is the fastest. And it's pretty cool. It's really fun to try to like route, or just try to route the map, seeing which way is the fastest. And especially for this level, which Big Boomerang is doing now, there's a lot of different routes. There's like a RTA route. There's one that like used and run, and there's an IL route, which some only use when just grinding a single level. And then there's other kinds of routes that people have, because I'd say this is definitely the shortest one, probably because it's the smallest. So there's a lot of different routes, routes, however you want to say it. Looks like Boomerang is going to be finishing up level 8 here. Mostly involve these octofurlers, which somewhere call the fruit roll-up. I like that name, the fruit roll-up. They do kind of remind you of fruit roll-ups. But there's actually some boost, as you can see here, the octofurlers as well. Basically, if you like stand on them and shoot them as they roll out, they kind of like push you. You have to be standing on a very specific angle. As you can see, as Boomerang just experienced, wasn't standing on it far enough, so they just kind of left, pretty much. And also, if you're too far on the outside, they can just push you off the map, and you die. So, it adds everyone can boost. Still a little risky, depending on which one you're going for. Boomerang is now in boss 2, Octo Samurai, and he's done. Octo Samurai is a very hilarious boss because basically you destroy him before he can do anything. Basically, he just really like raises his roller weapon, and you just destroy him with your overpowered hero shot. Now boonmoise is moving on to World 3. Starting off with level 10, Octo Seeker Shakedown. actually gonna try to take a look at chat. Because honestly, I really don't know what to say about this category that hasn't mostly by me. Because I literally have not, so far in this tournament, I have not completed a match that I haven't been in yet. Needless to say, all of them. So, and I honestly hate saying this thing. Because I'm sure if you're watching this, you probably know what this is. You probably know what's going on. You're just here for the race. So, I'll pull up the channel right now. I'm trying to communicate with Twitch here. The Twitch chat. So, if you do have any questions about anything, put in the chat, and I'll be happy to answer them. If you want to just say, ask me other questions, I'll try to answer them. I know I'm pretty desperate at this point for something, but whatever. We're just trying to have a good time here. We're having some fun with Splatoon 2. Because it's something we enjoy doing. And NG Plus is a really fun category. Because it's extremely fast paced. In Splatoon 2. It's kind of a big, like, showcase of, like, Splatoon skills, pretty much. And it's really cool. It really shows just, like, how much gameplay and action you can fit into one run. There's a lot of really cool skills. And, oh no! I think Boomerang fell off. Unfortunately, the enemy retracted that last sponge there. Wasn't able to quite make the platform, but unfortunate. I'd say they're about a level apart. Boonmoise in level 24, very infamous level, because this is a pretty tricky level. This has probably already been said, but from a runner standpoint, usually World 3 is considered the most consistently hard. World 5, I'd say, has some of the hardest levels, if you will. But World 3 is overall consistently harder, because even though World 5 has some of the hardest levels, there are some easy ones too. But like, almost every level in World 3 is a bit of a challenge in its own way. Like some hard sections here and there. It does have World 4 has some of the longest levels outside Octavio, but it definitely has its easy parts. This is the first time you've watched this kind of run, Ghost Bear? Well, how are you enjoying it so far? Let me know. Do you think it's enjoyable to watch? Do you think it's entertaining? Let's see, boonmoise here in level 12. This is a cool level because it around these bounce pads. And it's funny because you're just you're just at a war with these enemies, and you basically it has a stage that kind of resembles a bouncy house. So you're just bouncing. It's like we're at war. This is war. The war of the bounce pads. The war of the bouncy house. But that section right there that Boomerang to say really shows how useful the duels could be, because it basically like throws you downwards pretty much. And so for that vertical section, they really make that section a whole lot faster, because it just forces you down. Yeah. Great example of how useful the dualies are. And ooh, filling that final section with the Zet fish. I think he actually had a chance to get like a 112 there, which is 1 second world record. We got 115, which is honestly a pretty good time for that level. So like let's get the hand to 15. Another Octoling level. This one's a bit harder, because basically this one introduces Octolings with rollers. And the rollers can actually, they can basically break your armor instantly. And having your armor broken while you're in the middle bad, because these Octolings will gang up on you and try to splat you. So if your armor is broken, you're kind of screwed. But Boomerang is having absolutely no trouble there. That is away from that level's world record. Another cool thing about this category is like basically each stage that we're running. This is the fastest you're ever gonna see each of these stages performed, pretty much. Basically, like the goal is just to go the fastest you can through these stages. And it's cool because this category really just like motivates us to see just how fast we can go. Of course, that's pretty much like any speedrun ever, but like still, based on like the categories in this game, you know, for any percent, you're basically going as fast as you can go with the weapon that's given to you, pretty much. That's pretty much to do with any percent. And then all collectibles is basically do the same thing, except you get some scrolls and sardinium. And then 1000% is basically, can you complete every single stage with every single weapon? But for NG+, it's basically just how fast can you complete every single stage at all? That's pretty much like how this category works, and I'd say it's like I honestly dare to say that this is the best category in hero mode, and I think a lot of people would agree with me. I know that's a bit cocky to say, but the main reason why a lot of people, especially pro runners, don't usually like a lot of the other categories because of because he is an RNG boss, and he's the final boss too, and he varies by 2 minutes, 2 whole minutes of variance, and for any percent all collectibles and 1000%, especially 1000%, you know, Octavio's at the very end. So you basically, even if you give in your best effort and do really well skill-wise, you can still, like, not PB because you get really bad RNG. And that's, like, literally the epitome, like, the worst, or, like, that's basically a speedrunner's worst nightmare. And it's not really, and honestly, it's not really a very good speedrun. But that's what makes this category so special, is because we have the option not to do Octavio. Because we could just basically go to any level we want. In fact, we even have a miscellaneous category, NG plus Octavio, where we just calculate the in-game timer, basically the sum of the in-game timers, excluding Octavio. We also have an Octavio list leaderboards too. Custom made outside of speedrun.com. Shoutouts to Captain Hydrus, who runs those leaderboards. But yeah, that's what makes this category so special, is because we have the option of not doing Octavio. Therefore, we can mostly go for skill. So skill wins. Seems like Cecile still no luck with microphone king. That sucks. Yeah, microphone troubles are hard to deal with. They're a pain. Yeah, boonmoise is in the lead right now. I'm here to basically commentate over the run and make sure, because it is possible for the runners to skip a level. Not always on purpose, because there has been times when some runners will accidentally forget to put a level in their splits, and so skip it altogether. And again, completely by accident. I guess since I'm on that topic, I'll share a funny story. So back in the time when I was still sort of fairly new to this game, and I was shooting for a 110. That was kind of my big goal, pretty much. And so anyway, I was shooting for a sub 110. That was a big goal, and where it definitely was kind of very saying, okay, you're actually pretty good at this category. And so that's what I was aiming for. And I recently, and at the time, I made some new splits. And long story short, I forgot to add in level 7. And I ran on those splits, and I got a quote-unquote PB that was a sub 110. And then I went on Discord saying, hey, I got the sub 110, yay! And oh, cool, good job. And then when it was getting verified, they were like, yeah, you're missing level 7. And I was like, oh, so the run was invalid. And it was fine. I wasn't, obviously I was disappointed and embarrassed. It was like, oh, that's it. Oh. But now it's fine, because it kind of turned into a whole afterwards, and now like the community jokes about it, and it's funny. So yeah, it's all good. But anyway, funny story. Sorry with my bottle. Soda right now. Looks like boonmoise doing after shower. After shower is definitely one of the it's probably the most technical boss, because you basically have to very precisely shoot every single one of the off Octo Shower, and that's how you go into the next phase. And they're pretty small too, so you need to aim very, very precisely. And also in the first phase, there's 3 Octo. In phase 2 and 3, sorry, phase 1 there's 3. Phase 2, phase 1 there's 3, and phase 2 and 3 there's 4. And you actually have to shoot all of them pretty quickly. Because if you don't, then Octo Shower will actually start running away. And so obviously want to get cut if possible so he doesn't run away and you lose time. Yeah. Let's say Pink Boomerang is fighting Octo Stomp right now. Octo Stomp is honestly he's probably my least favorite boss, because his second phase has a bit of RNG. I think a lot of people tell me that it's not exactly RNG, that it can be, it is manipulatable, but it's just really hard, and I can't really figure it out. I can't really figure out how. So that's why I don't really like them very much. I think Boomerang is going to be moving on to World 4. Boonmoise has been amazing for this game. It is honestly amazing. This guy just started like later last year, and like I remember when he submitted his very first run level on level 15, the Octavio level, and he got like world record. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, like good for him. And then like all of a sudden he just started running NG Plus and like all these ILs, and now he's just one of the top runners. And so it's just like crazy, like how far he's come in such little time. I mean, it is very impressive, as much as some of us like don't like it. Like in just almost no time, we became the world record of not only NG Plus, but also like 2/3 of all the individual levels in this game. And so we're just like, what? How did this happen? Boonmoise is now level 19. The longest level, apart from Octavio. Mostly because basically this level has 3 different pathways to go down, and at the end of each section or each path is a key, and you basically need all 3 keys to unlock the final section or level. And this level introduces, and it has a lot in it as well. There are switches, a bunch of sections with a bunch of enemies. And, oh, it looks like Boonmoise was able to get fast cycle with pause glitch there. That's a very it's a very cool strat. Basically, what he did was he basically planted this bomb and started running towards the switch, and basically the bomb activates this platform, starts spinning, and reveals another switch. And you use a bomb because if you activate the switch with your gun right there, you won't have enough time to basically make the. And so that's why you use a bomb there. And actually, the best bomb to use is an auto bomb. I'm not exactly sure why. I think it's just because of the activation time for an auto bomb, I believe. But anyway, yeah, we use the auto bomb there, and sometimes the bomb doesn't fully ink the switch. But if that happens, then we actually have a backup, which is pause glitch. And so what pause glitch does is basically we pause the game, and if a switch is about 2/3 inked, but not quite activated yet, pause glitch will actually trick the switch into thinking it's already been activated, like or fully inked, and it will actually like activate the switch for you. So that's why Boonmoise was pausing the game. Yeah, because like if you see like if you're in one, yeah, you use pause glitch to activate the platform. It's not full cool. But yeah, on Pink Boomerang, you can see why I can't really hit the switch right then and there, because there wasn't enough time. You didn't get to the platform, oh sorry, the other switch on time. Because as soon as you activate a switch, the platform starts spinning. And so, we call that fast cycle. Because, you know, that's the fastest you can activate that switch. When you use the bomb and everything. Boonmoise is just finishing up level 16, which is the bowling ball level. Personally, I'm not a fan of the bowling ball, and I don't think many runners are fans of them either, because basically you have to traverse this level with a bunch of thin platforms with these enemies who have really big hitboxes, and so there's a really big, and so if you're not careful, they can knock you off the stage, and it uses a lot of time. They're also like coming right at you. So yeah, that level would be hard. Looks like the Metapod doesn't exactly right runners in here. Whatever. If you want to follow the runners, it's twitch.tv/boonmoise and twitch.tv/boonmoise. I'm guessing those links are from an older match. And they just didn't update them. That's fine. Yeah, you can just search up Boomnoise or Pink Boomerang. Or you can follow me. Twitch.tv/OboOz22. Because I'm sure you want to follow me because, you know, my commentary skills are just amazing, you know. Just the best. I'm kidding, by the way. Type in chat if you like my commentary. Let me know how good my commentary skill is in chat. I want to see what you guys want to say. Boonmoise level 18. This is known as the auto-scroller level, because the first auto-scroller part is basically this tower of grind rails, and I mean, it's kind of an auto-scroller. It basically is, because all you're really doing is mashing the B button, doing a bunch of dodge rolls the entire time. But this section the Boomnoise is on is a pure auto-scroller. Basically, you just sit on this platform, while a bunch of enemies spawn in as you wait to be taken to the Zapfish platform. That is definitely an auto-scroller, if there ever was one. See, 218, pretty good time for that level. I think we're now heading to 21. Yep. This is another Octo level. This is probably the longest one, because this takes place in Moray Towers, everyone's favorite stage in multiplayer, no question. I'm very positive about that. But anyway, yeah, because this level is very vertical, pretty big, so that's the longest. The route here is pretty set in since it's so vertical, and there's really not much. Yeah, like as you can see, it's pretty hard to. It'd be pretty hard to create any other route than the one that's currently being used. Just because of how the stage is laid out. Boomerang just finishing the level with ease. Moving on to World 5. World 5 is where a lot of runs can go to die, because there are some really hard levels. There are some easy ones, which I think is what we started with. No, we started with level 22. Oh, this one is really hard. This is one of the really hard ones. This level is very infamous. Because this level is, I've said this before and I'll say it again, it's pretty much the epitome of what we hate about Splatoon 2 hero level. It's got octopods which blow up instantly, basically like these fucking bombs. It's kind of like, I don't know if I can say this, but they're basically suicide bombers. Yeah, anyway, we have these Tentacooks, which are the guys that basically run when they see you. It can be pretty annoying to deal with. You have to make sure you catch up to them before you get to this, and you get the key before you get to the lock. Or, yeah, it's a also called lock. Because if you don't catch them, then they actually go into a further down that section, and it wastes time. Wasting time. It's also got Octo Commanders that can be playing. And in the last section, which you'll see, it's got squeegees on these little that are carrying these little tiny platforms, while Octo Commanders shoot at you on this giant invisible platform. So yeah, fun stuff. But Boomerang is just having absolutely no getting a 148 insane time. Insane time. Now he's just showing off. Excuse me. But now going from 22 is going on to 3, which levels in World 5. It's another grind rail heavy level. I think Boomerang, unless level for World 4, the Octoling level in Moray Tower. The level that Boomerang is doing is kind of straight up. There are a couple hot places that are a bit hard, but it's pretty easy. It's easy if you know what you're doing. And both these runners exactly. I apologize if I grow silent. It's because like I really don't know if I even need to say anything sometimes. I'm just here to kind of give a little commentary and make sure the runners don't miss any levels. They don't cheat, whether it's on purpose or accidentally. And also, I didn't really plan to commentate, but it's whatever. You know, I'm the one who's hosting this too. You know, so you just gotta step in. Boonmoise here finished up the final level. This one's not as long, but it is a bit harder because basically it has like everything that was kind of hard about the previous levels. It's got octolanes with rollers, it's got octolanes with sloshers, and they can be very unforgiving. Like once you approach one of that fish, they will just start coming at you, and they will try to break your armor and splat you. So the wisest thing to do is to collect some of the armor pieces found throughout the stage. So Pig Boomerang is almost done with it. Boonmoise is on level 26 now, which is another bowling ball level, except this time the bowling balls are kind of stacked up upon each other. This one I'd say isn't as hard as the previous level with the bowling ball. There's some cycles here and there, but overall it's not really too bad, it's kind of chill. He's actually going to be using he's going to be using the ink storm here, and what that does is actually, it basically starts hitting the switch over to his left to extend the platform that he just went across. So basically, like, kind of just does all that for you. Save some time. But now Boomerang is on the final stretch. We're doing level. All he's got left is level 24 and 2 charger levels. So you can imagine they're both pretty hard, especially this one. It's another infinite stage. You basically have to pull off probably the most precise shots in the game. Oh, but I'm taking it for. He's actually gonna which is actually kind of a smart idea, because he's basically resetting the cycles. Basically how they work is basically they activate when you approach them. And for this one right here, this platform actually starts moving when you get close to it. So what he actually did was, before he got too close, he created a pathway. So when he approached the platform and it started moving, you could just jump on it. Because if you just walk up to the platform with no plan, you can it's actually really hard to really catch it. Because like when it starts moving, it starts moving and it moves fast. And oh no, Pink Boomerang unfortunately popped the bubble of the Tentaku instead of the actual Tentaku, and therefore it fell quickly to the next section. Lost some time there trying to catch it. And incredible time. Now on to the final level, 25. I think he actually has a chance to get a sub 59 RTA. We'll see if he does. So it might be hard, but I think it's safe to say it's possible. Impressive. So we'll see if boonmoise gets it. Pink Boomerang finishing up 22. I believe he's going to be around to 26 next, I think. And unfortunately missing some shots there. And yeah, Pink Boomerang is twin. And he's probably gonna do 24 and 25 afterward. So almost there. Final section for here for boonmoise. Pretty close, I think. Didn't he get the sub 49? And oh, I think he actually split about a second early there, because he actually missed the Zet fish at first. I think that was a 58-58. Might need to read time. That was 58, 57, or 58. And oh, it looks like he's actually gonna be going for Octavio. Let's see what he can get. That was like a pretty good run. So if he gets a good Octavio, he might PB. Or well, if he PBs, he gets a new world record. So we'll see. I'll put him down as the winner.
Hello.
Hello, boonmoise. How was that run?
I didn't really like it. Honestly, okay, so this run, I'm gonna retime this after with Octavia, because I'm doing Octavia right now, and it's actually going really well. But, basically on level 24, I just restarted the level, lost about like 20 seconds, I think. I just said, nah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, that didn't happen. Let's go back. Let's restart.
Ignore that happen.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like Pink Boomerang actually made the same mistake.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I haven't made that mistake.
Yeah, it's a weird jump.
Overall, I'm happy. I got a 58. I actually split early because I missed the zap fish.
Yeah.
I think it's actually like a 58.
58, but it's fine.
Yeah, still got a 58, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. You
Yeah.
said that's the time you said you wanted to get, so yeah.
Yeah, I got it. 57. Yeah,
That had to be a pretty good one.
overall, this was a good run. I really only started making mistakes, like, in World 4. That's when, like, the mistakes were really noticeable, I'd say. I think I backed up a lot of stuff extremely well. Like, I was pulling backups I didn't even know. Sometimes, like, level 11, I messed up really early on. There's a lot of times in the run where, like, I couldn't climb a ledge. Like, I just kept failing to climb the ledges. It was, really
And unfortunately, Pink Boomerang's struggling a little bit with 24.
This might be a
Is the Octavio going really well? Seems like it's decent.
It's going pretty good. Could be better, but I'll retime it after. If it is, it's not going to be by much. So got the dub. That's all I really want.
Yeah, and basically, you'll either be seeing me or Ian next match.
Kind of nervous about that, to be honest. I'll just do my best.
Of course. Now, Pink Boomerang will be going into losers round 2, either against Yumoy or Cecile Go 3. Honestly, I really didn't know what to do commentary-wise, because I honestly wasn't prepared at first. And so I just kind of said a lot of things I've already said, and I just started telling community stories, like about the time that I missed level 7, and how it just became this running
Yeah, I
joke.
didn't do that. I did not do that. For the record, I did not miss level 7. Oh my god, I missed rail manip.
Uh-oh.
Wow, this run, that was a really good Octavio. Oh, I could have made it. Okay, whatever. That's fine. Wow, oh, this is a sub for Octavio. I think this is what I'm gonna retime it after. Immediately after.
Wait. It's not a sub 4 Octavio.
I meant sub 5. 448.
Oh.
Might be. Wow, that was amazing. Wow, I actually need to retime it. And I missed rail manip, so I lost like 8 seconds. I missed it at like the worst point you could probably miss that. So.
I mean, ground rails are kind of weird. Sometimes they just like don't do what you want them to do.
Yeah, that was just me making a silly mistake. Good run. That was good. I probably should have kept my timer running just so it was easier to retime, but I'll go back later.
Yeah. What I'm doing is actually, I basically have an Octavio split. And so like basically what I did was, if I didn't want to continue to Octavio, I just would split twice, and that would have ended the whole thing. But if I decided I didn't want to continue, I just split on 25, then keep the timer for Octavio.
I should probably do that, but I'm running without splits.
Oh, you just have a single timer.
Yeah, I just have a single timer, which is
Right.
not the smartest idea, but you know, to be fair.
I mean, if you know the route, I mean,
Yeah, I know the route.
whatever. And plus, you know, if you keep it going, like, it's probably not a big deal. We could just like see exactly when you hit the Zet fish in 25.
Yeah. I'm not worried too much about it.
Let's
25. I think like my race can be retimed to 58, but I think I got a.
Yeah. Hello, Pink Boomerang.
Hey.
GG's.
How'd you think the run went?
GG. I did terrible. I don't know why. I felt pretty confident going into this race, but just a lot of strats that I'm usually inconsistent on. Just, I don't know. I failed. I don't know. Like, all the way up until the very end of World 4, I was, like, negative. And then just World 5, I'm a minute and 10 seconds behind. It was great. I don't know. Just a lot of things went wrong overall. I got some pretty bad RNG too.
Yeah. What parts do you think you did well on?
Honestly, World 4, I didn't do too terribly bad. I got a few new records in World 4. And World 1 was actually pretty good for my standards.
Yeah.
Oh, great. So, let's see. Boomerang, you're going to be going into... let's see. You're going into losers round 2. And you're going to be going against either Yumoy or Cecile Go 3.
Cool.
So, yeah. You're going to be down there, but, you know, there's still definitely a chance back.
For sure.
Oh yeah. You can definitely go on a little losers run. I can see that.
Yeah, there's always such thing as back. There are some times where a top runner will go into losers pretty early, but then just kind of stay there and then come back.
Yeah. Overall, that was a good race. Early on, I noticed we were pretty close. I made some pretty bad mistakes in late game as well. So I think both of our runs could be better, and especially Boomerang. I want to see him do well in losers.
For sure. I'm gonna try my best. Yeah, this run overall just not that good for me.
Yep. So, well, thank you guys for participating today. Tomorrow we actually have a match scheduled. Cecile Go 3 versus Yumoy. Tomorrow morning. That's the only match we have scheduled for right now. But hopefully soon we'll get the match between Talentron, Ian, and I. Can't wait for that one. It's gonna be good.
That's gonna be a really good
Yeah,
race.
I want to see a good race out of that one.
But it's funny because like we've been kind of firing IL shots at each other. We've been like messing each other. It's like, hey, what do you got on this? It's like, oh, I got this. Oh, I got a better time. And then we've just been kind of fighting over those for the past couple of days. It's been pretty funny, honestly. And today I was just like, okay, are we gonna stop firing these shots over each other, or are we gonna start what? Because I feel like we're just kind of procrastinating now. Because like honestly, I'm ready to face him. But I think he just knows that I have a chance at beating him, and not to be so self-centered, but I think he knows that like I have a chance, so he's just trying to get as much time to practice as possible.
Yeah, there was actually some IL strats developed earlier in level 11, and I was considering doing.
By earlier, we mean like a few hours ago.
Yeah, like literally
Yeah.
a few hours ago, and I was like, in the run, I got to that point, and I was like, nah, like I haven't developed it yet.
Dude, that's
Developed it enough.
level 11 is just getting crazier and crazy.
Yeah, it's like the craziest level in the game.
Yeah, like first we have the jump towards the end, then we had the and then we had that like the squid to kid jump in the middle to skip that section, and then now the death abuse strat.
I actually don't think the death abuse strat saves time RTA, but it does save IL time.
Yeah, Thunder said something about that. I think
I don't
because
know, it
like
needs to be retimed.
yeah, it's because you're dying, and so it almost kind of like pauses
Yeah, I paused
the
the
in-game
time.
timer, but obviously time is still going by in real world.
Mhm.
Yeah, again, new strats are being discovered all the time. So this category continues to evolve.
Yeah.
But anyway, any final words, runners?
GG.
GG. Yeah, that
GG
just about
indeed.
sums it up. GG.
So yeah, this has been the match between Boonmoise and Pink Boomerang. Thank you, runners. Thank you, SpeedGaming, for hosting this. You guys are amazing. And we'll be back with another match tomorrow, and with hopefully more in the future because we still got a way to go. So yeah, I believe that it will be the end of this match. Thank you everyone for watching, and I hope runners know that when I end the episode, the Discord is going to kick you out.
Yes.
We got that? Cool.
We got it.
Alright.
Alright,
Catch you later.
awesome. Thanks everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.